Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to talk about customer service copilots. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Marko Totovic. I am partner technology strategist for customer engagement and Power Platform product groups in Companial. And also I am Microsoft MVP for business applications. So, what we are going to talk about today. First of all, we will focus on two different platforms. One of them is Dynamics 365 Customer Service, and we will be focusing only on Copilots, which we have in a customer service application. And the another one is Copilot for Service, which is fully different application. But let's start and let me at the end explain you why we are focusing on two different applications. First of all, let's start with a Copilot which we have in a Dynamics 365 customer service applications. So, as all of you know, I believe that customer service application is the platform which is meant to help the people who are working with tickets, with customer support and generally support of end customers which some company has. And in that perspective, copilots could be really useful in a way that they can really make customer service representative even more productive. So all of these features are there only to help. They're not to do the job instead of end customer service representatives. And what we really have in a platform is that possibilities of Copilot. I believe that everybody knows that Copilots can write emails, but possibility is there that Copilot can generally quickly automate conversation and give you a lot of summaries. So if you go to some case, for example, and on that case you have a lot of basic information, what is customer asking, if maybe somebody already replied something. So some basic summaries so that customer service representative who are at that moment working on that specific case can really be productive and immediately knows what is happening there. On the other side, the general idea of copilots in Dynamics 365 customer service is to help users to resolve their tickets even faster. But how to resolve them? It's not that Copilot is going to do that instead of them. The general is there that Copilot can help to bring you some valuable information which you need. So some maybe information about the general information about the product or the similar cases. So important thing is when you are asking about all of this stuff is that you can do it in natural language. So everything what you're asking Copilot could be done 100% in natural language. On the other side, what is also important that this Copilot allows you to really discover the productivity of the agents. So you can really understand how much some agents are using Copilot, and from those metrics you can understand how Copilot brings productivity inside of your organization. And all of this is just to understand how these Copilots bring better productivity to general organization. But with some examples where Copilots can help really every day in customer service representative jobs is that some basic case summary where they can easily bring you the whole summarization of these tickets. So I know I'm working with the tickets frequently, and I know that some tickets can be open for some time and that it is possible that you have multiple people working on the same ticket. Really, short summarization of full ticket is one of the really useful things which could help every user who is working with the tickets. But also not only case summary. If there is some larger communication, if there is a number of calls which customer service representative had with the clients, conversation summary is probably even useful. So both of this stuff Copilots can do inside of the customer service application. As I previously mentioned, there is full analytics, and this analytics is there just to give you the perspective how Copilots can be useful, or maybe to persuade some customer service representatives who are not using Copilots in customer service application to maybe start using them, because with real analytics, with real-time data, with everything what was measured, you can really fast understand how this helper from the Copilot can be useful in day-to-day usage. And what else besides some basic summarization Copilots in customer service applications can do? They can easily give single click chat answers. So what that means is that you can ask and start chatting with the customers, and they can propose what possibly you can answer to them. Also, they can give you the full conversational dialogue using Copilot, so they can understand how the conversation is going. They can really help in the perspective of full conversation with the customers. Of course, they can write emails, and I believe that everybody is really useful that to that moment that Copilots can write emails. But it is not only important that moment that they can write emails. It is important to understand what kind of emails. So Copilots can write emails basically on whole understanding of the open case or ticket, however somebody likes to call it. So they can take a look in whole activities, everything what was going on there, and to write exactly the email which you really use, which you need in that specific moment. What is important there is that you have to always check that, because you can't be 100% reliable on AI, that AI will do job instead of customer service representative agent. Copilot is there to help to do some stuff faster, but it is important especially for the things which will go directly to the customers, to check them always and to understand what was there and to give always the best answer. But believe me, in most case scenarios they will really bring some good value, and they will goodly analyze all the stuff, and especially they will analyze it really fast. For the some person to do that whole analyzation and to understand everything would take much more time. And the summarization part which I mentioned, and it is enormously important, because especially if we are talking about huge organization where there is a couple of levels of support, you can imagine how many people can work on one specific ticket. And in some moment when it comes to you, after for example 3 persons which done it before you, you can imagine how many conversations, how many descriptions are written, how many emails were exchanged, and all of that stuff with one summarization which can really bring you and immediately put you in a perspective that you understand that ticket is really huge benefit. But it is always important to know and to understand that all of these features are there to help you, not to work instead of anybody. They're here just to be your co-pilot and to help you to do your job even faster and to be more productive. But this is AI tools, and everything has always to be checked. And you have to read some of the stuff in with details, because sometimes Copilot will not understand them. But as I told you in the beginning, we will have here not only one platform and one Copilot which we are going to talk about. We will bring some even bigger experience of the Copilots to understand. So we had Copilots in Dynamics 365 customer service. But in this case, if we take Copilot, which is available everywhere, so M365 Copilots, Copilots in full Dataverse, which are available if you have the rest of the applications or only some Power Platform, and take them and use it as a separate application in 2 platforms like Teams and Outlook, then you get Copilot for Service. What are important stuff before functionalities which you're getting? Copilot for Service is standalone application. The best way how it will work, if you have Microsoft 365 Copilot and you have Copilot for Service, and on the other side you have some customer service application, preferably Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer service application. And this Copilot will work in Teams and Outlook and bring you the real value at the end when you have the full communication with the customers. And what is more important, this Copilot is working in fully natural language conversation, and it is extendable using Copilot Studio in Power Platform. And how this everything looks. So on one side, it is important to know that this Copilot is integrated with systems like Salesforce or Zendesk as example, but of course natively and the best working with the Dynamics 365 customer service, which is based on Dataverse. On the other side, for this Copilot, you're having them inside of the Outlook or in Teams, so they're embedded here, but they're working through whole platform. They're taking data from your Dataverse, from your emails, and from your Teams meetings and full Teams conversation. And they can bring even bigger value. They can talk in between data. They can understand the context of your emails. They can understand your meetings. They can create tasks or suggest tasks which has to be created based on some meetings, conversation, or whatever happened there. They can look in your Dataverse products to give you some specifics about some product when you're helping the customer. So they're working inside of all of your platforms, and they're really helping you to do the stuff even faster. And when you are outside of your Dynamics 365. And what are some capabilities here? You're working that it is, you're seeing that it is natively working with Salesforce natively. You have to connect it, of course, to Salesforce and to have the licenses for the Salesforce, but it is important to know that Microsoft is thinking outside of their platform. So you can have Copilot for Service and still be connected to the Salesforce if you're using it. But again, the full integration and the communication with database is always best working with Microsoft services. On the other side, you have Copilot for Service in Outlook, where he can talk with your database. He can take data. He can suggest some specific emails which you should send to the customers, and he can suggest some basic information about some products where some of your customers could have an issue. And here, on this example, you are seeing possibilities also to update data back to the CRM. So here you can see that he has responding to add the context to the CRM based on some specific conversation which you had with some of your clients on this specific ticket. So maybe there is some new person involved which you do not have in the system. So why not to add it to have the full 360 view of your customers. On the other side, he's really good on drafting emails because he's looking in a previous email, he's taking in details all data from your Dataverse, and he's bringing really great value in the end when you're trying to respond. Also, as I told, he's working natively in a Teams, so this is another place where Copilot for Service is integrated. And in Teams, he can help you with scheduling meetings, giving the heads up that you have to have the follow-up email. He's with full M365 Copilot. He is also having possibility to suggest to have tasks after meeting because he is also listening in a calls and he is giving you the important informations whenever you have something mentioned and when something happened in a team. So after M365 Copilot, take all of that Teams conversation and separate it, who has talked and what was mentioned, and some specific tasks are mentioned, and he can understand that those tasks are related to the issue where you're talking. So this is a helper which is embedded in Outlook in a Teams applications, which are really mostly frequently used for communication with the customers, and they're taking the data from whole Dataverse and help you always to be on top of your job whenever you're doing written communication or direct communication with the customers, and also returning back data to Dataverse to be always up to date. So in combination, customer service, Dynamics 365 customer service Copilot and Copilot for Service, they are bringing one full customer service Copilots, which can bring really great value at the end of everybody who is using them in customer service teams in general. And this would be all for this video, and thank you very much for your attention.